All right, so I am packing up for a trip to Austin, Texas, and I couldn't help but think to myself as I'm packing up my backpack that I have perfected the everyday drone carry. So if you're somebody that flies drones, this backpack, everything inside of it is going to be able to help you on your shoot on the day-to-day. Now, I don't only do drone stuff, I've got some other camera stuff in here as well. Just gonna give you a rundown. I've got an iPad, I've got a MacBook, I've got a bunch of drone batteries, a Mavic 3 Pro, I've got 2 full-frame cameras, 2 lenses, a bunch of charging stuff inside of here, 2 big battery packs to charge up drone batteries or anything else I might find that I need to charge on the go. So this is a lot of stuff inside of one bag. And really, my goal over the past couple of years as I've built this backpack out is to be able to have stuff inside of it that allows me to tackle literally any and everything that I might face when it comes to photo and video when I'm on the road. So whether I'm shooting for myself, whether I'm shooting for a client, whether I'm, on the road, whether I'm just down the street at an area in Philly and I'm, taking photos and videos, it doesn't matter. I wanted to have one backpack that never changes no matter what I do and have everything on me that I might need for any situation that I run into. And really, I've been kind of building up for the past couple of years to something like this. As I've traveled around the country doing drone photos and videos in a bunch of different cities and a bunch of different areas, I've kind of figured out like what I need to bring with me, what is not so important, what is more important than others, maybe certain things I need to add to my bag to make things easy. So this has really been like a progress. It's been a work in the making, whatever. It has been in progress for the past, 3 years probably, and I finally settled on something that I think is absolutely perfect. There's like maybe 2 or 3 things that I could probably tweak about this bag to just make it a little bit more efficient, but the place that I'm at right now really does make this the perfect everyday drone carry. Okay, so let's go through everything that I've got in here. First of which is like the actual backpack itself. Also, by the way, this is super heavy. I'd say it's probably 30, 40 pounds, so it is not for the faint of heart. But again, it's gonna let you tackle almost anything that you would need to on the day-to-day basis. So the backpack is a Peak Design 30 liter. It's their version 2. I have used a Peak Design backpack now for the past 6 years, jumping around from their 40 liter to their 20 liter to their version 1 to the version 2 to the side sling. I've tried a bunch of different bags within their lineup, and I've also tried other bags from other manufacturers, and I can just never switch away from Peak Design. Their build quality, the design of the bag, the way that you can access the bag, the amount of pockets, everything about it is perfect to me. I've always tried to see if the grass is greener on the other side, and it never is. Also, as you can see, it stands by itself, and that's something that even though backpacks advertise they do, and they probably should do, they sometimes never end up actually standing. Also, it's about how you pack it on the inside, right? So I've got it packed with a lot of my heavy stuff at the bottom, which allows it to kind of sit upright, which is nice. So if you're in an airport or if you're in a restaurant or anywhere, you can put it down the ground and it's not going to slump over and take up a bunch of space. So as I mentioned, there's a bunch of access points here. You've got your side access on either side. So you've got these 2 side zippers, one there and one on the other side. You've also got this top clip that kind of exposes the inside, so the top portion. And then you've got this back zipper area here. So when you zip this open, you've got like your laptop compartment, your iPad compartment, or your tablet compartment. And you've also got an area to put smaller like chargers and dongles and things of that nature. So I guess the way that we can kind of go about this is to start from the side access. I mean, the way that I use the bag is like, I usually always access it from the side and lay it on its side. Unless I'm grabbing stuff from the top, then I'll usually pop open this top lid. So this is like an absolute thing of beauty here. I'm going to have a drum roll, please, as we open up the side pocket, because that is one of the most organized backpacks that I have ever seen. Now, I've got a lot of things up here on the top that's like smaller miscellaneous stuff. I've got things here in the middle that pertain to camera equipment, and then everything from here on down is drone related. So let's go through the drone stuff first. I've got the Mavic 3 Pro with 7 total batteries and the RC Pro in this little area right here. I've managed to squeeze all of that stuff in this small section of the backpack, probably taking up about a third of it, but it leaves us with so much more room here at the top to be used. So as I mentioned, I've got the RC Pro here, right? So that's tucked in nicely. We've got the sticks that come off, of course. So RC Pro is the drone remote controller. I've then got 4 batteries tucked behind that. So I've got, 3 batteries kind of perfectly laid out in down in this crevice area here. So we've got 3 batteries, and then I've got 1 taking up that top portion. So that's 4 total batteries just in this area. And then along the bottom here, I have 2 more spare batteries kind of taking up space just next to the drone. And then of course the Mavic 3 Pro. So that's pretty crazy, right? Like being able to have a drone with a battery in it, the RC Pro, which is DJI's top of the line remote controller, it's one of their largest, and then like 6 extra batteries, right? Like this will get you through a few days worth of flying. I mean, if you're gonna be flying all day, you can, doesn't matter. You've got enough battery power here. So that's kind of what I've got here on the drone front. And then just above that, I have my camera section. Now, right now I'm shooting on my Sony a7C with my 24-70. So I usually have my 24-70 sitting down there, and then my A1 just on top of it. This is my 12-24. So as I mentioned, I can pretty much accomplish anything. Like if I want to shoot real estate, I've got my wide angle. If I want to vlog, I've got my wide angle. I've got my 24-70 in here. So if I want to do like street photography, or if I want to do portraits, or if I want to just get a little bit more compression, I've got that other lens on me. So I've got from 12-70 all in one camera bag, and I've got my A1, which is a hybrid camera, right? Like I can capture great stills and great video just with this camera. Now, along the side pocket here, I've got 2 sections. This bottom section is where my ND filters are for my drone. So if we open this up, I have my ND filters here. This is just a simple set. I believe it goes from ND8 all the way up to ND64. I'm missing my ND16 right now. It might be on the drone, but yeah. So these are just simple ND filters that came with the drone. Of course, these are good to have if you're going to be, say, capturing hyperlapses, or if you're going to be shooting video. So always having a standard ND filter kit is great. And then I also have my extra camera batteries up here. Usually there's 4 extras. I think I only have 3 extra in here right now, but these camera batteries are great because, of course, if you're going to be shooting a bunch of, say, 8K video on the go, you're going to chew through batteries. So having those as extra is nice. Now you'll notice I have these 2 massive power banks, and these are made by Anker. They're great because they have 2 USB-C ports. I believe the maximum output power on these is around 100 watts. It's got about 26,000 milliamp hours of power. It's also got a screen on here so you can actually tell like how much battery is left. You can tell how much charge is going in, how much charge is going out. So it's great for monitoring. But the way that I have them set up, kind of sitting here on the side like this, is so that I can take out my USB-C cords that are tucked in right here. I can plug them right into the side, and I can charge up anything that's outside of my bag. So now I could even be charging my drone while it's in my backpack. I could be charging up my camera while it's in my backpack. I could let it sit here next to me in a chair and loop one of the cables up and charge my my laptop, let's say, while I'm sitting at a table. So this is really good, and they're positioned well so they can be used without having to be taken out. So they're kind of sitting towards the bottom section of this compartment. Now, this pretty much wraps up everything from the side. I mean, really the only thing I access is my drone and my camera from the side compartment. The rest is gonna run through this top area here. And while you can kind of reach your hand up and try to grab things, I will usually close the backpack up, which one of the little tabs ripped off here because I just use this bag so much. And then if we flip this backpack up like this, take off the top, we now have access to everything up here. So I have a bunch of miscellaneous stuff inside of this tech pouch. We'll go through this in a quick second. But underneath of here, I have a Sony microphone. So this is their shotgun mic that actually will just go right into the hot shoe. You don't have to plug in any sort of mic adapter or any sort of 3.5mm headphone jack. So that's nice on that regard. I've also got ND filters for my 12-24. I think that this is the one thing I could probably do better. I could probably put these in a smaller compartment rather than having like this massive case for these 4 very small, tiny pieces of glass. So that's something I could probably improve upon. I've also got an extra battery here. This is MagSafe. So this actually will just snap on the back of my phone. This is good if I need extra power, but I don't want to have to be carrying around like a big, massive battery bank that I have down in the bottom that would, say, charge my drone batteries or my laptop. So this is good for just a quick charge. Underneath of here, I have my memory card case, and I don't mean to like take a bunch of time to talk about a memory card case, but this is the best one that I've been able to find, bar none. It shuts with a magnet. It's got these nice silicone inserts. You can fit a ton of memory cards inside of here. So this really has been one of my better finds as of recent. This is a great little holder for your memory cards. As I mentioned down here, I have those 2 power banks. These are pretty big. This definitely adds a significant amount of weight But from here, I can get like 3 total extra drone flights, or I could fully charge my laptop up a couple of times. It's got the power to charge my drone batteries, the power to charge my laptop batteries. So this really has been a godsend having these here. Pretty much never run out of power on any of my devices, having them sitting side by side like that. Now let's talk about charging in the hotel, because this is an area that was always a pain point for me. Like anytime that I went to a hotel, trying to charge up my drone batteries, trying to charge up my computer, trying to charge up anything, I never had enough ports until I found this, I would say, charging hub from Satechi. So this actually gives you 6 total ports, 6 total USB-C ports. You've got 2 of which that can output, I believe, up to 200 watts. The 2 middle ones can output up to 100 watts, and the 2 ones on the bottom here can output up to 60 watts. So you can plug this into the wall using this cord right here. It gives you a little bit of an extension, and then you can also charge up like literally all of your devices overnight. So this right here is great. So this pretty much makes up like my entire backpack. Really quickly to touch on this tech pouch here. If we rip this open, I've just got a bunch of USB-C cables, I've got a bunch of chargers, I've got some extra drone propellers in here. You definitely want to be carrying around extra propellers for your drone, because if you crash and if you break and ship one of your propellers and you don't have any extra, you're not going to be able to fly. So being able to carry extra propellers is something a lot of people, I think, look over, but is definitely a must to bring with you. I've also got my 140 watt power brick here from my MacBook. I could probably again get by with charging with the Satechi here, but this is something that I bring with me just because it's kind of a beast. I've got my MagSafe cable. I've got 2 sets of the DJI wireless microphones. So you can actually mic up to 4 people if you wanted to using these 2 mics right here. I've got a camera battery charger inside of here. So this will let me charge up camera batteries while I'm shooting, so I can be actively charging while shooting. So that's nice to have. The one thing I'm noticing that is not inside of here is my charging battery bank for my Mavic 3. So of course, with all of these batteries, if you go and if you're out flying all day long and you come back with 5 dead batteries, it's nice to have a power brick or like a charging brick or a charging hub for the Mavic 3, which of course is something that I would usually have inside of my bag here, but it is not anywhere to be found. So that is like everything that comes with me on the daily. Again, I can mic up anybody that I need to. I can shoot anything that I need to. I can fly for as long as I want to. I actually have my Mini 4 Pro sitting over here because that middle compartment where my A1 sits, sometimes if I know that I am just flying my drone, like I'm not going to be doing anything other than flying, I'll bring another drone with me. So in that middle compartment where the Sony A1 went and the extra lens, I would take that out, I'd leave it at home, and I'd bring an extra drone, whether it be my Mini 4 Pro, whether it be my Air 3, it doesn't matter. An extra drone goes inside of there, and now I have the ability to literally fly for days because I've got so many extra batteries, I've got so many drones, I could crash a drone and go get another. So this is kind of like the interchangeable section in the middle for another drone if I needed to bring 2 drones with me. I do have one final compartment, and that is the laptop zipper at the top, which is kind of basic. I mean, really every backpack has a similar laptop style zipper. I do have my MacBook Air in here. It's the M2 chip. It's like the midnight blue or whatever they call it, which is an absolute fingerprint magnet. I'm sure you can see all of the fingerprints on there. And it's just crazy to think that like this M2 chip in a MacBook Air, the size of this computer, it allows me to edit 8K video from like the Inspire 3 if I needed to, or from like, you know, my Sony A1, or easily edit through a bunch of photos from a Mavic 3 Pro hyperlapse. So it's pretty crazy that a small laptop like this can fit easily on a plain desk right in front of you, like the kind of tray that drops down. You can just throw it around inside of like your hotel room. It doesn't matter. Super lightweight. This comes with me when I'm on the go because it's just so lightweight. I do have an M1 Max MacBook Pro that really at this point just lives at home because this is so powerful and it gets the job done while I'm on the road. So MacBook Air with the M2 chip. I've also got an iPad mini in here. This really honestly doesn't get all that much use. I could probably save a good amount of space leaving this at home, but this does have LTE and it does get me by when having to upload files, say to Dropbox on the go. So this is good to kind of have like an iPad OS device in my backpack. And the final thing really is just my hard drive. So I've got 4 SSDs here. I've got one for just dumping random footage. I've got one for social media stuff, and I've got one for all of my client work. So yeah, I mean, that is literally everything that comes with me inside of my bag. I'll give you this nice dirty, messy top-down shot of everything that is sitting here. We've got tons of batteries, we've got tons of drones, we've got tons of camera equipment, and again, it all fits inside of this 30-liter backpack. I couldn't see myself ever switching away from this bag unless Peak Design comes out with, let's say, a version 3. Like, I've tried to replicate this exact setup with other backpacks, and it really just doesn't work. Wow. I can't believe we ended up getting that in one take. Look, if you guys are interested in anything that I mentioned here in this video, I'll leave it linked down in the description below. Let me know, of course, if you have any questions, and also let me know if you have any critiques. Like, would you change anything about this bag? Would you swap anything out? Would you do anything differently? I'd love to hear what you have to say, because I would love to make changes. Even if I can't see it, even if I think that this is perfect, there might be something that you're thinking that makes it even better. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace.